I'm just going to say it. If you're looking to introduce yourself to the west coast of Ireland, there is no better place to start than at the majestic cliffs of Moher. Rising 700 feet above sea level and stretching for 5 miles, the drama, the beauty, the craggy faces of the cliffs stretching into the horizon, the deep sweep of blue in front, the gulls circling below, that sense of all you survey is honestly, utterly unbeatable. And yes, if you listen close, like Tennyson, you can sometimes hear from cliff and scar those horns of Elfland faintly blowing. And actually, that's not as much of a stretch as you would think. This is, after all, a land steeped in the 3,000-year-old lore of the Celts. And everywhere, from the ruins that seem to pop up everywhere, cottage and castle, to those long and winding roads that go ever on and on, there is possibility. There is also the faintly unnerving sense that this is everything you could have imagined it to be, if anything more. And so yes, there are few pleasures greater than navigating your way through pocket of prettiness after pocket of prettiness. We were heading to Galway, where we arrived early morning and very hungry. Our first stop then was the incredibly smart G Hotel, styled by hat designer to the who's who, and I mean who's who, Philip Tracy. Duchess can be seen everywhere. It's edgy, it's elegant, and it's actually very comfortable too. But I of course had a one-point agenda, which happily led me here to Chef Pauline.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Now, Chef Pauline has been kind enough to introduce us to the secrets that go into the artery clogger that here they call breakfast.
So today we're going to start out, we're going to do 2 dishes.
Yeah.
We're going to do salmon with spinach and hollandaise sauce.
Nice.
And then we're going to do the highly indulgent full Irish
breakfast.
It's a good day that starts with that wonderful Irish salmon. Yes, here the fish is so good they make it for breakfast.
Fish is an interesting twist on breakfast here. Some people would have it regularly, some people just have it as a treat, but in general it's another little bit of an indulgence that we the Irish love.
Who can blame them, especially after Pauline then does what Ireland does best, adds a bit of butter.
This is your definition of a little butter?
That's our definition of a little butter.
No, at this point I'm no longer surprised. Since the salmon's ready, the spinach too, it's time to start the plating. Looks great. And hollandaise too. But you know what would look better with it? More breakfast.
Now we're on to stage 2.
And just for those of you paying attention, this is the part where you should be afraid, very afraid.
Very, very afraid.
Alright, yes, you should know that the most crucial aspect to a full Irish is more. We come to the incredible assortment of meats: sausage, bacon, black pudding, white pudding. Both of these a type of sausage. The black uses blood, the white uses lard. They add some barley and some oats, and yes, they're delicious. So into the pan they go, where needless to say there's more butter. Add the sausages to that, a quick spin in the oven. The bacon's been grilled, the mushrooms have been tossed, which means there's only one thing left to do. Get to the eggs.
Just add some oil to our pan.
Are you sure that's enough?
No, it's probably not.
That is a swimming pool.
Of oil.
Yes.
I guess what's a pool without a splash? In they go, and yes, I can promise the morning's set to look as sunny as those eggs.
And here we go. It's time for breakfast.
Yes, enjoy.
Yes, finally then we head out here, and with my appetite well whetted, it's time to tuck in. You have to admit that's as good a start as a day can get. The fish is fulsome, fatty and fabulous. The eggs, the mushrooms, the sausages, the bacon, they're all super too, but the stars are the puddings. Both of them. Nutty, creamy, almost gentle considering the sauce.
You know, so I understand that, you know, for first timers, and certainly when I was first served this, I was a little intimidated. But here's the thing. This is a breakfast that has survived centuries for a reason. I don't think there's a place in the world where you're going to find anything as satisfying and as honestly, ridiculously good as this.
No, you're not.
No.
You can't improve on perfection.
I would have to agree entirely.
Thank you. Very much.
This white pudding, I gotta say, is as close to perfection as anything I've had first thing in the morning.
so well fortified now, it was time to take on Galway City. Yes, for a little while anyway, I get to be a Galway girl. They say coming here is to kill ambition because no one ever wants to leave. And why would they? Why would I? From the cladder it sits on where the Corrib River meets Galway Bay to the main street. Because folks, you may have noticed that this is where the party is. You should also know it's like this practically all day, every day. I mean, look around. If there is a more atmospheric stretch across the Emerald Isle, I refuse to believe it. It's happy, needless to say, high-spirited, and it's where the artists, the performers, the poets in waiting can all too often be found. I wanted to dawdle. I really, really did. But there's another thing that Galway does very well, so much so they have a festival for it every year. And you'll soon see why, like this year's Great Gathering, it's one worth attending.